Imagine a man falling thousands of meters from the sky, suffering 3 fractures to his spine, and being told that he might never walk normally again. But he refused to give up. Just 18 months later, he stood on the summit of Mount Everest. His name is Bear Grylls. Today, he is known around the world as a survival expert, adventurer, television personality, and inspiration to millions. But his story began long before television. Bear Grylls was born in England in 1974 and grew up on the Isle of Wight. From a young age, his father introduced him to nature, climbing, and sailing. Bear developed a passion for adventure and challenged himself through martial arts and demanding physical training. Eventually, he joined the British Army and served with 21 SAS for around 3 years. There he learned discipline, endurance, navigation, and survival skills. But his greatest test was still ahead. In 1996, during a parachute jump in Africa, Bear's parachute failed to open correctly. He fell and suffered 3 fractures to his spine. His life changed overnight. He faced a long and painful rehabilitation, learning to sit, stand, and walk again. For many people, this would have been the moment to abandon their dreams. Bear did the opposite. He kept one dream in his mind: Everest, the highest mountain in the world. Only 18 months after his accident, at just 23 years old, Bear Grylls climbed Mount Everest. On May 16, 1998, he reached the summit. The young man who had once wondered if he would ever walk normally again was now standing on the highest point on Earth. Everest was more than a mountain for Bear. It became a symbol of determination. Sometimes life knocks you down, but falling does not mean you cannot rise again. And Bear wasn't finished. After Everest, he continued taking on extraordinary challenges, including crossing the North Atlantic and completing demanding expeditions around the world. Then came the moment that introduced him to millions. In 2006, Man vs. Wild premiered. Bear faced deserts, forests, mountains, extreme weather, and some of the harshest environments on Earth, showing viewers the skills and mindset needed to survive. The show made him a global television star. Later came Running Wild with Bear Grylls, You vs. Wild, and many other adventure projects. He became a familiar face around the world and received recognition for his work in television and adventure. He also became a successful author, writing more than 100 books that have sold over 20 million copies worldwide. His career turned the survival skills he learned through hardship into stories that inspired a new generation. But behind all the achievements is something more important. Bear Grylls was not successful simply because he was strong or fearless. He kept moving forward when life gave him every reason to stop. His broken back didn't define him. Fear didn't define him. Failure didn't define him. His response to those challenges did. That is the real lesson in his story. When we look at Bear Grylls today, we shouldn't only see the man on top of Everest. We should remember the struggle that came before the summit, because everyone looks strong at the top. Real strength is shown while you're still climbing. So ask yourself, what is stopping you? Is it failure, fear, the opinions of others, or a fall from your past? Bear Grylls' story gives us a simple message: never give up. The failure you are facing today may not be the end of your story. It could be the beginning of its strongest chapter. Bear fell. He got back up. He walked. He climbed. And he reached the roof of the world. Remember this: where you fall does not define who you are. Where you go after you get back up does. So whatever you're facing today, take one more step. The summit may be closer than you think, and most importantly, never give up.